Hi guys, welcome back. So I just really want to show you how to 3D model inside of Unreal Engine. Let me just say right now, this is very limited. It isn't like Blender, isn't like 3ds Max. If you're building complex 3D models like weapons or anything like that, go over there and do that. This is not for skeleton. I'm going to show you how to static mesh and how to collision really quickly. But like I said, this is really simple. So what you can do is go over to your place actors and your geometry and pull in a box. Okay, so not subtract straight away to add. All right, now we're going to pull this box in, and you can extend this or out like this. What I have found is you don't want it any bigger than 9 and 9. Okay, or else it will start messing you up. So if I drop onto here, it's a pretty decent scale. But what you do want to do is a little shortcut is hold down Alt and then click it and pull it, and it copies. This is about the max that you're going to get. I'll talk about texture really quickly in a minute. If we go back to geometry, subtract is a really cool tool. So you can come in and subtract down into the box. And I use this for creating interiors. So this box here is 9 by 9. So if I take this here and do 8.5 by 8.5, and then we'll need to take the width of the other box, which is 1, which is 3, 4. So let's do 3.5. Take that and do a 3.4. We're now gonna drop this just a little bit lower, and we've got ourselves a little bit of a room here. Obviously, this isn't perfect. This is just really quickly, but this is how I make interiors. You see, that's completely different room now. You can create windows by going over to your geometry, dropping this in, subtract at the bottom, and pulling this in here. Another key thing is I've pulled a mannequin out on the scene, and this is how I do scale in real time. So you're not having to mess around with how big does this be, is this actually going on, and this is how I've created a train station, an underground one, so it's not pretty on the outside, it isn't detailed in the inside. It is on my other level, but I'm not going to show that. But this is how we create rooms, create buildings. I'm currently building a warehouse for a game that I'm currently got out on Steam. Updates coming out for that really soon. If you want in a more in-depth tutorial on this, then just let me know down in the comments below. A real good thing as well is you can go to brush editing. So let's say this box, it isn't right. I want it a little bit more edgy, so you can pull off like this. This is where it gets really nice into scaling. So you can now pull this out like that, and you've scaled it. Drop back to select mode, and you can see that there. Obviously, this is the inside doesn't change because this is separate. Okay, and obviously the window hasn't done, but what we can do, we can just pull it out a little bit more, extend it, and we've got his window. Okay, this is pretty big in scale, as you can see. It's gonna kick over there right now. Oh, it's snowing, I do apologize. So now what we can do is make this into a static mesh. So if you want in the interior, you need to select inside, you need to select this, and then the outer. Now once we go into here, what we can do is go into create static mesh, select whichever folder and call it what you want, and now this is a complete static mesh. What then you'll need to do, you'll need to edit the box, and we can see the collision form if you click here and go to collision. Sorry about the noise in the background. What we then have to do is go in down to your collision and use complex as simple and save it. Okay, now this is a full static mesh, and I'll show you a little trick in a minute. So this is now a complete static mesh. It reacts with everything, reacts with the world, reacts with weapons, everything like that. And as you can see in the minimap, it just reacted. If you're not happy with this, another shortcut, if you press Control and Z, like this, you can change this back into an editable mesh. What you're not going to be able to do, you then, wherever you saved it, that's my old one, I do apologise, you need to pull this back out. That's my bigger one. I can't remember where I saved it now. Oh well. There we go. You need to pull it back out, and then right click, and then your collision, because we've just gone back, you then need to do as simple. Now this is your static mesh, and this is editable. Really cool, really simple, and also if you hit spacebar, you can cycle through these. But that's it. You've got subtract, you've got add, you've got different styles of stairs. Stairs are really cool. I use these all the time because you can poly edit these as well. But what you also can do in your detail is pull off these and curve of angle and also add steps. So what we will do there is these are fully working steps. Obviously, you'd have to convert these into a static mesh and everything. But if you're wanting to mess around, create a little bit more, you can just go in and edit polys. A key thing before we leave is make sure you texture each side of this before you make it into a static mesh. So if I do one material on one side here, so let's do some gems. It's gonna compile, but in detail, if we do some gems, if I static mesh this now, all of these that are not done are going to be separate. So if you're wanting different separate sides that have different textures, you need to texture them now, and that'll create a texture group. So you can go in and texture them different every time, or just texture them exactly the same. So if I do this, I'll show you really quickly what I mean about texture group in 2 seconds. See if that's going to do it. It will do in a second. I'm just compiling shaders. I had to delete my Unreal Engine cache earlier because it was like 100 and something gigs. So if we throw something in here like that, what then we can do is if we make this into a static mesh, we're creating content. What we then can do is pull this out like so. So if we pull these out, what I'll show you is you see how it's created different textures. So this world here, so if you're wanting wood here, a different wood here and different wood there, you need to do it before you take that and create into that. Because if I want to create my world grid material into an actual material, it's just going to create the rest of it. You see? But it's going to keep these. So this is how you create texture elements and different textures. But this, again, this shouldn't have any collision built in. It doesn't. This is purely for the fact of because we've not edited it in your collision. But that's it. If you're wanting me to dive into anything more, into more depth, into how I actually build things, how I actually took the idea behind this and then created an actual train station like this. So this was from creating like that. So you've got interiors. These are static meshes that was already built, but you've got different colours in here, different in there. These are train in here. But this was all created from these tiny things here. So it's not perfect for everything, but it can be done in Engine. And I like to build simple things like this in Engine because you can get full scale. But apart from that, that's everything. Like I said, if you want more in depth or a more explanation, just leave a comment below. I'm more than happy to make another video or answer you down there. So I appreciate you all. Peace.